Red talk, motherfucker, get down with it, identity, shitting all over all that fake bitches, man, I kinda smoking dank, kicking ass on the side, bringing that flavor, she elevating the vibe, boom, bitty, bye-bye, who's getting high, everybody is bitch, watch your time flies with that real talk with a steel cog, taste it, cheers with a twist and your chin on your faces, podcast basics, aced it, going ape shit, up the ante when they blaze and I take it in, from the gays to the scum to the friends, every Wednesday when the day ends, all enemies wish they had this energy. This is Ratt talk, catch an ice bag injury. Y'all moving like a motherfucking centipede. We accelerate just to devastate the industry. Horse got the boss weight, this could be the enemy. Turn that fucking mic on, I guess we'll have to see Ratt talk.
Ooh, man,
I
it's
missed
been a long
that
time.
song.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I heard that, but we're back, people, and then we're back with our summer episode. I did this already for like the last 2 or 3. How long have I been doing this? 3 years? 2 years?
Oh,
2 years?
I stopped counting. I don't know. How long have we been together? Something like that.
But so I'm just gonna go ahead and call this. This is the summer episode. I think I just decided that, you know what, summer's gonna be the end of the year for Ratt. Like we're gonna take a break.
Take a brief
and,
hiatus.
Go on hiatus. Yeah,
Kind of. I mean, yeah.
And do a bunch of
I feel
shit,
like once
'cause
summer gets started, it's easier, but it's like that couple weeks of like just finishing school, and then there's other shit. Like just the beginning of summer is always freaking crazy for me. But then after that, it's just like chill.
Well, for you, because you have finals and all that.
Yeah,
shit.
I'm a good student. I study for my finals, kind of.
Yeah, well, fuck that shit. Welcome to Ratt Talk, people, and we're actually going to be mixing it up, too. Like I said earlier in the live feed video, we're going to play a song at the beginning now because I'm excited for this, and obviously the person who wants me to play it is very excited for this.
He had special orders to play it first, so.
But it is our buddy Skribbal is making his second album, well, another album, I guess, with through Force 5 Records and everything, and so he's really excited for this to hit the airwaves, people. So we're going to go ahead and give you a little taste of it right now. This is the title track off it, Skinwalker. So sit real quick, we'll be right back.
This thing came from outer space. This thing came from outer space. This thing came from outer space. Came from outer space. Came from outer space.
Literally came up from the bottom, Martian, dwelling in the center of the earth, military department, living hidden in a hollowed out carcass. The moon is a hollowed out spacecraft used to consume the human race. That's why you can't see past the light beyond your sight. Trapped in a maze where they raise the blind. Follow the pieces, we reach the point of weak. Annihilate on the sheet, continue to seize. Mothers and conquer, we slaughter with these. Harvest the garden, the monster will eat. Drop bombs on the east, searching for Stargate. Dark days, you don't wanna cross fade. You never seen the pain that I bring, the heartache. We play the human race like an arcade.
Came from outer space. Came from outer space.
Born with a moral disorder, in a test tube I was cloned by the corporate machine. Tortured and forced into being, lost in the course of these dreams. S4D, underground 851, SSP, 20 years in the storm. Majestic, tested and passed through inspection. That's why I stay with the gun at the calm. Bust some motherfuckers up, minute back coming, minute hungry for my blood. Public enemy, number 1 on the run. Glitch in the matrix, microchip in my tongue. Terminator send you to a law. Death is a blessing, your world's gonna fall. Techno cracks, get the rain over God. Taking your race and erasing you all. Prepare for the war.
Came from outer space. Came from outer space. Came from outer space.
Oh shit! Now we're going into other songs. Is it? It sounds fine to me. It's going through. It's okay.
Should be louder because my phone is at full volume.
Okay, it's not supposed to blow everybody's ears out.
It had
Like
it for a second and it didn't.
it's alright.
So yeah, Matt says the sound quality is good, Gabriel. So I don't know what to tell you.
What? It wasn't loud enough?
Yeah, it was like I took it into the other room and it wasn't doing it at full volume.
Well, I know, and then you were messing with it while it was playing still. I mean,
Yeah, it had it for a second and now it's not there.
but yeah, the cable's messed up. That's why.
We got a
I
shitty
mean,
fucking cable and he won't
Mhm.
let me mess with it.
I
Can y'all
know.
hear us okay? Sorry guys, we're amateurs.
But okay, that was a cool song, though.
It was a very cool song.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
a
wait,
good
now
song.
you can't hear any audio.
Aye, great.
Yeah.
Well, while we fix the live feed, we'll go ahead and let everybody know that Rat Talk actually has been pretty busy with life. Not even the podcast, but you know, shit in general. What everyday people do. I lost my job actually. Well, I didn't lose my job. Yeah, I left my job. And well, it's weird for the first time ever not worrying about like what the fuck's gonna, you know, what I have to do. Well, actually, it's more in particular like Vans. Like I don't have to worry about shoes anymore. What boxes are coming in. It was so funny too because as I was working there my last day, I was getting mad and getting pissed off at people telling them like, man, what the fuck, like, do your job. And the guy was like, dude, you're leaving tomorrow. And I was like, you're right. You are very right. Is it okay now? No? Blow into the headphone jack. Yes. I'm telling you, blow into it and then... No, the headphone jack, the input, yes. Yeah. That'll get it to stick. That'll get it to stick. Is that better?
Nope.
No? Oh, jeez.
The cable's broken.
Yeah, I guess it is the cable.
Now go.
Well, it's picking it up on the microphone from the phone. So no audio. No audio for the live feed.
Well, that sucks. Well, what's the point of doing a live feed?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good as it's gonna get. So we're not gonna have the microphone.
I told you should have just left it when it was working faintly. That was as good as it was gonna get.
Oh wait, so they won't hear the music, huh?
Yeah, they're not gonna hear the music or anything.
We're not gonna have the microphone.
Andrew says he can hear. Well, you can hear now because we unplugged it. Mm-hmm. Working on the delay here. Oh god, that shit sucks. Nope. This is bullshit. Hello, hello, hello. Can the live feeders hear anything? Because we can't hear anything.
Hello. Hello.
We can just hear each other. Nah, see, we didn't fix it though. Did not fix it.
This fucking sucks.
Is that better? Is that from messing with the headphone jack?
I know. Can anybody hear us? Can y'all hear us? Can y'all hear us? Ugh, this is annoying. So what do you want to do? A live feed with no audio? Or no live feed?
I don't know. I can't hear you. What'd you say? I didn't
what do
hear
you
you
wanna
in the
do?
microphone.
Is it plugged in fine over there?
Mm-hmm. It's only working when you unplug it.
Yeah.
I know. So
All right, so this is what's going to happen. Y'all can't hear the music, unfortunately, on the live feed. But that's just the way it goes because the cable fucking sucks.
mm-hmm.
But
How
okay.
long has it been even been going?
I don't know. I apologize for our amateurness.
Well, again, it was working fine already.
Well, somebody said the audio wasn't working right, so I tried to fix it, and it ended up making it worse. So, sorry.
Anyway,
But we're back.
so how was your summer so far?
Mine?
Yeah.
You know how my summer went, bitch. Well, started out, even before summer started, kind of like spring into summer, I made a movie. That's even worse. Yeah, I made a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't personally make it, but I was in it.
No, you made the movie.
Yeah,
You were in your room alone with the flip book.
Oh, yes, yes, that's what I do. No.
Paper scenes.
So, Proco.
But
Project.
yeah, I know. So what movie was it? Who did it? Why? Why? What?
I'm getting
You made a
to
movie
it.
and then you stopped talking. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so the film is called That Night. It is directed by our friends Brian and Joe at Proco Production Company.
Woo, Proco.
Yeah, shout out to Proco. It was written by the lovely and talented Miss Jennifer Nangle. And it was a lot of fun. It was a horror film. And I can't really talk too much about it, but I'm thinking about having Jen on and doing a whole separate episode just talking about the film itself. Basically, she kind of knows what we can and can't talk about because I don't want to share too much and spoil the surprise. But
Super secret stuff.
kind of, yeah. I mean, what I can say is for at least
Well, because you're trying to get it all into like film festivals and everything, and
yes.
you're trying to-
Unfortunately, it won't be finished in time for Action on Film Festival. So that'll be submitted next year, but there are plenty of other film festivals that we would be thinking about submitting it to. Jen was telling me there's a couple LA-based ones that we can submit it to, so that would be really awesome if we can get that in. But just for myself personally, I feel like this performance is some of the best acting that I've done. So I am very proud of myself in that sense. And it was a really great cast to work with, especially working with Jen. It was so easy to work with her and just play across from her. So again, I don't want to give away too much, but she made my job very easy, which I never really experienced as an actor before, to work with somebody else who's like really capable.
Someone you're clicking with.
Yeah. Like I've done like theater stuff and that was fun and cute. It wasn't like, I don't know, something about theater feels like it's a whole different style. It seems like it's very cheesy and campy, whereas film is more subtle. So it can be harder to execute. And this is the most acting that I've done, like actually having like a featured role in a film. But I just felt like I was really able to push myself and go further, and just working across just working with everybody, with Jen and Raymond and Garrett. They all just they made my job very easy. So as an actor, it's just like you can't ask for anything more. A lot of drinking on set too to get into character, which was a lot of fun. But the whole process was really exhausting, but just so much fun. But yeah, so I made that little film thinking we could have our whole separate episode, have maybe a couple of people in the cast on the show and
cool.
talk about it just a little bit and give some teasers.
Yeah, of course. Like it's a pretty big thing.
Yeah.
Took up a lot of the well, that was a good way to start, the whole summer.
Exactly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what else? That was the start to my summer. And then right after I finished the film, I had finals to take care of with school, which pretty much took up the majority of my time and my focus. Thankfully, I'm almost positive I passed all my classes.
Almost positive.
I'm pretty positive. Yeah, I think my professors didn't seem to like me very much this semester, just the vibe that I was getting. But I did what I was supposed to do, so they can't, and I showed up most of the time. And I turned in all my assignments, so can't really.
Like a good little student.
Yeah, I mean a good little student and shit. But yeah, Gabriel likes my Wayne's World hat. Thanks.
But I mean, shit.
And then we went on vacation pretty much right after I finished finals. I literally 2 days later we hopped on a plane.
Hopped on a plane.
And we went to Cancun, motherfuckers.
Yep. Flew for the first time.
Yeah. How was flying for the first time for you? What did you think flying was gonna feel like?
Actually, I don't know.
You didn't know what to expect?
I didn't really know what to expect. Like I knew it wasn't like a roller coaster.
Right.
But it was, flying it through the air and everything. It's a fucking trip.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. I was like, man, like we are really high up right now. We are really high in the air.
You're really high.
I'm really high right now.
I thought you'd be used to being really high.
Yeah, hilarious.
Whatever. I make my own sound effects.
Mm-hmm. Well, we have to now because if people come to lift, you can't hear it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
But it was cool because one of the very many things I wanted to do before I died was see the
top of
clouds, and
yeah,
it was pretty trippy.
You were so adorable, honestly. Like when you were sitting in the plane, when you're looking out the window and looking at the tops of the clouds, like you seemed like just really, really, like it just seemed like very innocent and very like pure moment of you just like, oh, clouds.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really, really sweet and adorable to watch, and I'm glad that I was able to provide that experience for you.
Yeah.
But the flights were, I hate flying. I don't think anybody really likes flying in general. It's just so stressful, and then
it's like once we were in the air,
yeah, taking off sucks, and you're in the air and you're fine, and then landing is awful.
I was fine during the takeoff and landing. Like I was okay.
Really? No. When we flew into Mexico and they had to give us these papers to fill out. I guess like some kind of like.
Well, yeah, that wasn't good.
They started passing them out as we were descending.
If you've gone to Mexico recently, you know that they give you immigration forms that you have to hold on to, and then they tell you like don't lose
them, but you have to.
And then coming to find out, you have to hold on to that motherfucker the entire time you're in Mexico. Like,
yeah,
it's not like don't lose it between here and the exit of the airport. It's no, don't lose it on your fucking trip.
Don't lose it while you're on the trip. Yeah, you have to keep that with you.
That was a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Well, no, it was just a pain in the ass filling it out as we were descending because I was starting to get really nauseous. Yeah. I was getting so nauseous, like looking down, and it was like, whoa.
You know what I mean? I know.
I had to close my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I had to close my eyes for a minute. My brother's like tapping me, like, Amanda, you have to fill out the paper. I'm like, I'm not gonna fill this out until the plane stops moving, like until we're on the ground because I'm so dizzy. So I just had to close my eyes because I was getting so sick after that.
Well, I was able to fill it out once we were on the ground.
Yeah, once we were on the ground, I was able to fill it out, no problem.
Descending and getting...
trying to do paperwork and stuff.
That was horrible.
Yeah, flying's not fun, but once
you know what the fucked up thing, too, actually was that I think it was Anthony or one of us asked, like, if we needed to fill one of those out, and they were like, no. And by the end of the flight, they were like, everyone needs to feel one of these. And we were like, fucking bitch.
Like, we asked you
Uh-huh.
ahead of time.
Fucking assholes.
That's stupid. But yeah, we filled all that out. And
Did we even mention where we went?
yeah, I said it, we went to Cancun.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we mentioned that.
It was super fun. It was a little rainy when we got there, but then for the rest of the trip, it was beautiful. The weather was
Partly
perfect.
cloudy,
I mean, it was
yep.
partly cloudy, 80
But-
degrees, but humid as fuck,
Mhm.
but that's expected.
I had some really cool riff-raff dreads.
Oh, yeah. One of our first
braids
days there.
and-
He got cornrows. I had my hair braided, just a couple on the side, and he had his whole head braided. Originally, he wasn't going to. Then he realized how hot it was going to be and how his hair was just going to do nothing but stick to him. So he was like, fuck it.
Mhm.
And he got the braids. Actually, you
It
pulled
was
them
cool.
off. You pulled off the little riff-raff braids. But yeah, it was so fun. Something that I wasn't expecting really was that Cancun is like, at least like their touristy kind of nightlife area. They're really trying to be like Vegas. There was even a sign that says like,
Better nightlife than Vegas.
yeah,
And the first thing I thought, I was like, I doubt that.
yeah.
I really doubt that.
It was, yeah, it was. I mean, I could see where it seemed like it was fun, but I wouldn't say better than Vegas.
It kind of was like Vegas, though. Like there
was a Fat Tuesday. We were drinking beers, walking on wherever we wanted.
walking in the
There was a
street.
Hard Rock Cafe. There's a
Taking
TGI
beers on the
Fridays. There was an
bus, dude.
Outback.
That was
Oh,
it.
yeah.
We were taking beers on the bus. Like,
I know.
on the public bus over there.
Might as well have been like fucking East LA with the the buses.
Oh,
were
yeah.
the
What
buses
did I
were
say?
super sketch.
Yeah, what did I tell my mom? It was like, I was like, okay, you ever been on a bus in East LA, like East LA?
One of the late night
Compton?
buses
Yeah,
in,
but
like,
like
through
at 1
Compton?
a.m. Yeah,
With the rattly windows and the
yeah. I was like, just imagine that. But those are the buses
all the
day.
time, like
Yeah,
broad
all
daylight,
day.
just rickety ass buses.
Bunch
But
of
it was a
fucking-
good time, just chilling there, drinking beer wherever you went. Like, you're just drinking whatever.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, we went to like they had like a little flea market, which had we bought all the little touristy trinkets and whatnot. That's where we got our hair braided. Just walking around with beers. Yeah, it was pretty cool. And then I feel like we did so much on that vacation. Like I just needed a rest after that.
mean, we didn't really we did 3 big things.
Yeah.
We did 3 big things for sure. But
I mean, we
like,
went to the flea market twice, though.
Yeah, we did go to the flea market twice.
But the first big thing that we did was we swam with dolphins.
Yes.
That
Nami.
the dolphin's name was Nami, and she was super cute.
Dude,
and
dolphins
super
are
sweet.
fucking cool, man.
They are, but like it wasn't like we got
Don't
to just
pollute
pet
your
them.
oceans.
Oh yeah, the place was really cool, and they're really big about like every time they were talking to us, they're talking about like
They're educating us.
they're trying to
more,
educate everybody on not polluting the ocean.
Mhm.
They're very big on educating us, so that was cool. I could respect that. But it was cool. We were actually like in the tank with the dolphin, like swimming around with
Yeah.
it, and it would like
And it was salt
go
water
underneath
too.
us.
Tastes
Yeah, it
like,
was a saltwater
salt
tank and everything.
Mhm.
Us just swimming in there. And they say like swim out to the middle and put your arms out, and she'll swim under your hands. And then we actually got to like
Grab onto her
grab
fins
onto her and go
shit.
for a ride. Like we swam all the way out to
We
the
fucking rode dolphins,
yeah,
dude.
went out to the middle of the tank and just grabbed onto her, and she took us for a ride.
Mm-hmm.
It was so much fun. Like I'd always like I remember just being a kid in SeaWorld and wanting to just jump in the tank and be like, I want to swim with these fucking dolphins.
See, you went to see. I was a kid watching TV. Like, hey, that.
You never went to SeaWorld as a kid?
I never
No?
went to SeaWorld as a kid. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
My parents aren't about that shit. No,
Well, I mean, before all that shit.
Yeah, they weren't about that money shit. They didn't spend it. They don't give a shit about the fucking dolphins. Just kidding. They do.
Well, it was definitely a trip. I was like all the pictures that we have.
Mhm.
I look fucking stupid because I was so just stupid happy.
Dude, only in Mexico can you go to a water park where they have a bar in the water park, A, and B, well, I'm pretty sure they have bars in water parks everywhere, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, B, homeboy didn't even charge us because he was bored.
Oh yeah. So at the place where we saw the dolphins, we buy the package to swim with the dolphins, and you get free admission to the water park. So we're like, okay, cool. It was a weekday. It was pretty fucking empty. Like
It was empty.
It was
pretty empty.
which was actually kind of cool and refreshing to be in like an empty water park. But there was a bar there, and I guess
like we had our own private bar that was just pouring us
pretty much
free beer.
But I guess he was saying like, oh, you can get a wristband, and then the alcohol, it's pretty much unlimited. Like you just get that, and it's all taken care of. But we went up, and he didn't charge us. And
He didn't care. Yeah.
he didn't care. He was like, look, he was just like, all right, well, I'm bored. So we're like, okay. So we just kept tipping him for every drink, just a couple pesos for every drink.
Dude, we probably got like 14 drinks for like $5.
Yeah. And they kept getting heavier and heavier. Dude, this stuff is so cheap out there. Dude, at the hotel, we got a full-size bottle of tequila and 2 6-packs of Coronas for $20.
$20.
$20.
$20.
$20 USD. I don't remember how many pesos that is, but $20.
I think that's like 400 pesos.
Something like that. But
Something
it was
like that.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Dude, Mexico is badass.
Yeah. We definitely need to
It's
go
a
back.
good place to drink.
Oh,
It's
for
definitely
sure.
a good place to drink.
Oh yeah, I got plenty drunk. Something. I got plenty drunk at the hotel too. I got trashed. There's a swim up bar at the hotel, and I was just like, I just swam up to the bar, had a few drinks. I was there with my family, so they watched my drink, and then I kind of just like, I swam out, and then I swim back. Like I would just kind of like swim back and forth because I love to swim around. But then I'm like, oh, alcohol too, so swim around, and then come back to my bar seat and take a sip. So I got really drunk that day.
You passed out at 4 o'clock.
It
was
did.
4 p.m. You passed out and you didn't wake up until like 6 the next day.
Yeah, I slept really good.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely a trip. I was like, what the fuck happened? I slept really good. And yeah, that was one of the days. What else did we do? Oh, we saw Chichen Itza.
Chichen Itza.
Chicken pizza, Chichen Itza.
Chichen Itza.
Chichen Itza's pizzas. But that was a lot of
But
fun.
for those of you that don't recognize the name off the hand, it is the pyramids, the Mayan pyramids that are right there in Mexico, which is a fucking trip.
Oh, yeah.
That shit blew my mind.
Seriously. So we had to get up super early to go because there's different times you can do the tour, and we decided to do the early morning tour when it's less
I
crowded.
decided to get drunk before that, the night before that one for some reason.
Yeah, because choices.
So it was cool to wake up still drunk at 4 a.m.
And get on a bus.
And get on a bus. But then again, I did sleep a lot on the bus too.
Oh yeah, the buses were more comfortable than the planes. I slept so much on all the buses that we went when we go do stuff and we take the bus out there. I just slept. These aren't the buses that we were talking about earlier, like the public
These aren't
buses.
the buses you were looking for.
Well, no, these were like the tourists. They were like the
buses.
luxury, like
These were the white people buses.
yeah. These weren't like the bus you take to the flea market. These are like the nice big old buses. So they were super comfortable. So we slept pretty good on the bus. And then we get out there to the pyramids, and it's just a fucking trip, man.
Those people were geniuses.
Just the
Or those
architecture.
aliens were geniuses.
The acoustics in the place were amazing. So the tour guide had Matthew walk all the way across the field where they would play this game. What's the game called again?
Poke de poke.
Poke the poke.
Mm-hmm.
I'll poke the poke you. Just kidding. Don't give me that look.
Yeah, don't do that again.
Don't look at me with that tone. Anyway, so the field's about 2 football fields long, and the tour guide had Matthew walk all the way across to the other side, and he was explaining to us how the rulers would sit on the side that he was walking to, and we would sit where the audience would be, or like the visitors, and all the other spectators would be. And
specifically the visitors.
yeah,
The travelers that were just coming by, people that were just wanted to hang out and were like, hey, buddy, What's your life like? And then they were like, yeah, we play this game, and then we kill the fucking winner.
Yeah, they kill the winners of that game.
So obviously you need to have good acoustics because you never know when the other person on the other side is going to be like, dude, this guy's fucking crazy, man.
Well, essentially, you could walk all the way to the other side, and so he walked to where the rulers would sit, and the tour guide said his name from our side, and 2 football field lengths away, he could hear.
It sounded like it was like 3 feet in front of me. It was amazing.
You can hear us calling his name. So that was it. And we weren't yelling. We were talking just normal. There was so the fact that he could hear us all the way over there was crazy. And
it just makes me think, like because he was in that one spot, very precise in the middle,
right,
and had me stand over there like precisely like that. Like I wonder if we were up on those steps. Like up on the steps or like he was against the wall and everything. I'm pretty sure that shit would have been way fucking louder.
Maybe.
Like
yeah, I mean, obviously
louder.
we couldn't climb up there.
Yeah. Ooh, but the trick about that thing though, it only works one way.
Oh yeah, it only works one way. So the king or whoever, like the ruler,
the emperor or whatever,
and they're the only ones who can hear. So the fact that it only works one way is a trip. And then there was just there were more. I don't know if you want to go into the rest of the weird acoustic wonders of Chichen Itza.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's pretty crazy because he had to stand right directly in front of the pyramid, and he would clap, and when he clapped, it sounded like a fucking bird chirp.
Oh yeah,
and it sounded like he said like, see the bird, because that's what they worship. They worship the bird, the snake, and the jaguar, right? Yeah, and the jaguar. And so, yeah, so when you stand directly in front of the pyramid and you clap it, you can hear the bird chirp. And then he told us if you have 2 groups, which he split us up into 2 groups, and they're adjacent with each other on to the pyramid, and they clapped, or you clapped or they clapped, like you would hear the chirp, you would hear the fucking bird. And then he tells us, all right, now if you go anywhere else around the pyramid, you would not hear that bird.
Yeah.
That bird call.
So like we saw other groups doing that, and we're standing off to the side, and we don't hear it.
We didn't hear shit.
You have to be standing in certain spots.
You got to be in a certain spot to be able to hear all that. And then like she said, in the game arena, you stand in the middle and you can hear your echo 7 times.
Yeah, exactly 7 times.
7
it was
echoes.
like a sharp 7 echoes, like you could hear it, and it was every single time it was exactly 7. So they had this big thing with the number 7. The pyramid had like 7 tiers to it. Like there's multiple steps, but it had like on the corners it had 7 tiers. And if the sun is in a certain position, those
at
tiers
a certain time of day, those
fill out a shadow,
which resembles the snake.
a snake. And at the bottom of the staircase, it's the snake's head. So at a certain time, when it's completely full, like in the sun's in a certain spot, like it's a full snake on the side.
It's one of their gods. They worship the snake. And then this motherfucking thing at the high priest temple, you go stand in front of that motherfucker and you clap once, and it sounds like a rattlesnake.
Oh yeah, that one I think was the trippiest. That one was cool. The little whatever it was.
Yeah. No, but seriously, yeah. You clapped once, and you heard like it was like a little, like a little a rattle, like it was a fucking rattlesnake right there.
Yeah, I mean, it sounded like just like a random sound effect. Like you could hear it very clearly.
The place just blew my mind. I can't. Oh man, and there's so much history and story that's there.
Oh
and
yeah,
it's so
there's
old.
a
really
Star of David
old.
there, and it's very faint. But
they found evidence of somebody wearing the Star of David. So you got implying that Jewish people were around in this area. They were in Mexico before anybody else. Like, fuck what you learn in school and everything. Well, not fuck what you learn in school. But, like, Christopher Columbus and Cortez and all that shit, like, no, they're not the first settlers. The first white people to ever be in this land were here thousands of years before them. And, like, and now they're discovering, like, all these, all this evidence to prove that, like the Mayans had it written on their walls. That's how they what is it? Recorded, their time. Their
Yeah,
history.
they documented their history through
drawing shit on the walls.
Yeah, carvings through the wall.
Like fucking Egyptians, right? And guess what the Egyptians had? Pyramids.
Yes. Aliens. Oh, and there was, speaking of things that they had on the wall, there was this one figure on the wall that had a very, very long beard. And at that time, and pretty much now, Mayan people cannot grow full beards like that. You might have some facial hair, but
genetically, Mayans were unable to grow full beards.
And there's somebody on the wall with a full beard. Now, our tour guide was saying that his mom insists and swears that that is evidence of Jesus Christ. Our tour guide disagrees, and he believes that it's possible that it's evidence of Vikings. Vikings going to see the Mayans, which I could understand because that inscription was on where the royalty sat, so that could have been like a nice tribute to them. And I was talking to you about this earlier about how the Mayans or the Vikings probably showed up and watched this game that they were playing. Like, whoa, this is fucking brutal. Let's get the fuck out of here. Watching a game where they sacrifice the winner. Yeah. And I mean, I know Vikings did some pretty brutal shit too, so it probably wasn't anything new for them, but just kind of saying like, holy shit, like they're all okay with this.
There's a lot of these fuckers.
There's a lot of these fuckers and they're okay with killing their own people. We're outnumbered. We should probably get the fuck out of here. So that's probably what I would envision happening.
Kiss some ass and that was it.
Yeah, they probably were just like, all right, like we're going to explore this place. Cool. They maybe gave us some gifts. Great. And let's get the fuck out of here because if we fuck with them, they're going to fuck with us 10 times harder, so let's get out of here. That's at least what I envision happening in history.
Probably.
I don't know. But it does make sense. But yeah, overall, Chichen Itza was probably just a huge highlight. I wish I would have gotten more. I wish I would have gotten some kind of souvenir from there. I feel like I had a hard time souvenir shopping for myself because I saw so much of the same shit over and over again. I was trying to find something unique that I didn't see in every single gift shop and every single place. So I was I didn't really buy anything for myself until later. Yeah. Although after Chichen Itza, they did show us there was this rock.
Onyx.
An onyx
I think
rock.
it was.
I think that's what he said.
I think it was what it was.
But it's with healing properties, and our tour guide even showed us how to distinguish between one that's fake and one that's real, just using light. So we saw some. So that way, when we did go out and we did find one to buy, we were able to check if it were real or not. So later, when we went back to the flea market, I did find a little elephant, a little teeny tiny elephant guy. That
no, the elephant.
Yeah, I really wanted an elephant. So I got the little elephant guy, and that was my only little souvenir that I brought with me, but I thought it was pretty cool. What did we do after Chichen Itza? We had some downtime, and we chilled for a little bit at the hotel and explored around. And
what did we do that day? Because I feel like we did do something pretty much every day.
We hung out at the beach. We hung out at the pool. We got drunk.
We went to when you had your spa treatment, right?
No, I think we had it later. I feel like we had that towards the end. Oh yeah,
that was the day that you got all hammered.
The day I had the spa treatment, I can't remember.
No, that was the day you got hammered. Was the day of Chichen Itza, right?
Oh yeah,
I think
so.
Day after Chichen Itza.
No, it was the day of Chichen Itza because I remembered because they didn't really give us too much to eat. I mean, they did. Oh, it was so nice.
No, okay, so then yes, so that was the day that you got your spa treatment.
No, I didn't get my spa treatment the day I got hammered.
No, you got. I'm talking about the day after.
Sure. Something like that. Honestly, I feel like all the days kind of blur together when you're drinking and you're on vacation. It all just kind of blurred together.
No, I'm telling you, though. I'm letting you know what the play-by-play was.
Whatever. Anyway, I had a fish pedicure. I dipped my feet into a tank of little teeny fishies, and they nibbled on my feet.
Gross.
It was crazy. It tickled. It tickled, and then after a while, you got used to it, and it felt like bubbles.
Me and Vicky were joking about that because I was telling her about it. I was like, "Oh yeah, man, it is this weird thing," and she was like, "She's, I wonder what would happen if Ryan put his feet in there." It was like the water would turn black, and then all the fish would just rise up to the top.
No, apparently the fish that's what they eat. They eat the dead skin on your feet, and they eat all the impurities, all the athlete's foot, all the they thrive on that shit. Like this is what they do. They just kind of go and they're like, okay,
it's not even torture for them. It's just what they do in nature.
I know. I think that's just how they feed. I don't think they feed the fish. I think they just let them feed off of people, of their flesh and their feet.
Their own feet.
Yep. So yeah, I had a fish.
That's
pedicure.
gotta be cool. Like, your
but
boss,
my feet were
your
so
boss
soft.
is like, "Hey, did you feed the fish today?" Nah, I'm gonna do that right now.
And dip your feet in.
Just dip your feet in.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I want that job.
I told you should have gotten the pedicure. They would have loved to eat away your athlete's foot. And you wouldn't be buying like foot cream now. You could just have the fish eat it.
You don't need to tell everybody about my foot cream, right?
Oh, sorry.
And then what do we do after that? Explore.
So there's this
Motherfucking zip lines.
There was this huge theme park called Explore, and literally you walk in and
it's in a fucking cave. That's what it is.
I mean,
it's
there's
the
the whole
fucking
thing is like
cave
underground caves that you just walk through.
with like stalactites. Hold on tight.
Yeah, stalactites and
stalagmites might poke you in the ass if you sit on them.
But so we were swimming through caves.
You know, that's actually how I remembered it, right?
Yeah, I know. That's how people do remember it.
Yeah.
Stalactites, hold on tight. Stalagmites. I was told
But
that.
you know where I got that from?
Where?
Tenacious D.
Oh.
Yeah. When they're in the cave. They're
Yeah, I
in the
learned
cave.
that
So
in
he's like, hey, is that a stalactite? Jack Baxel, stalactite, hold on tight. So yeah, that's what it is.
Learning.
And a stalagmite might poke you in the ass if you sit on it.
See, thanks Tenacious D for educating the
Thank
children.
you, Jack Black. He's the best teacher around.
So,
but we're in fucking caves, bro. Caves.
Yeah, so the theme park, you walk through a bunch of caves, and then you're there.
First of all, when you get into the theme park, you have to walk through like fucking 5 minutes of cave already.
Yeah, you walk through a whole bunch of caves.
What the fuck was up with that
and
shit,
then you're
dude?
there.
That shit pissed me off.
And then they had this big ass heart like right in the middle, and they said everything like leads back to this heart.
The corazon.
The corazon. And you just followed all these signs like, oh, you want to do the rafting through caves? Follow this cave. You want to do the swim through cave? Follow this one. If you want to go to the ATVs where you drive through like the jungle area, you just follow this cave up and it kind of goes out on land, and then it takes you right to like this.
And then there was the
this
juice
path.
bar.
There's a juice bar.
Lines.
And then there's big ass zip lines above the entire
buffet.
thing. Above the entire thing, there's zip lines.
Zip lines.
And the zip lines were crazy. I had gone zip lining before, but nothing like this. These were fucking huge, and you picked up a lot of speed. And it was just nothing but like green all around, and you could see the ocean from far away. Like it was a trip, but it was so cool. There was one of the zip lines that was 80 seconds long. So it's 80 seconds of just being in the air, fucking booking it all the way across.
Booking it.
So that was really
No, it was
cool.
really fast though.
It was super fast.
Fucking fast.
And then some of the zip lines went through waterfalls. And some like you landed in the water, like you start in the air and then you go and then you skid into the water.
The trick was to try to get your butt to skip across the water like it was a rock. Just your butt cheeks though.
Yeah, so you have to lift up your legs. But
dude, I made it all the way down. When I got to the bottom and I started swimming, he's like, dude, he was like, dude, you're already here. And I turned around, I was like, oh shit, like,
yeah, you made it.
yeah, I made it. I fucking made it.
But it was really cool going through the water, and then just swimming through the caves was really cool. Seeing there's like little tiny fish. Yeah, like the whole thing, and I just kept thinking how a theme park like this would not be able to exist in the United States with
No
all of
way.
our like safety codes and shit. Like there was a lot of unsafe shit. Basically, they told you had to wear your helmet at all times, and if you didn't and something happened to you, well, then
You signed a contract that said, I will wear my helmet at all times. So if you take it off and you get hurt, they're going to be like, you're an idiot because you signed something.
basically like kind of protecting them. Like you're liable. Like as long as you're wearing your helmet. I mean, it wasn't that dangerous. I mean, there was kind of some sketchy areas, especially
Fucking dangerous.
like
that's what it
getting
was.
to the zip lines. Oh, and then the cars, the little I don't know, they're like what I don't know what to call them. Little the cars that we drove around.
The all-terrain vehicles?
Yeah.
ATVs?
ATVs. I forgot the word. The ATVs that we
You
had.
do realize that's what it means, right?
Yes, all-terrain vehicles, ATVs. I couldn't remember ATV.
Vehicles.
I was thinking I was gonna say like a dune buggy or something. I was like, I knew that wasn't it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
The little go-kart thing that you drive around.
It was an ATV.
Yes, the ATV. Those were sketch. Apparently, like some of them were slower, some of them were faster. We almost hydroplated on some water.
That was cool, though.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that. I meant to do that.
But some like the paths through them, they led through water, so we literally just like splashing across water. Going through waterfalls. We drove through a cave for a minute. And there's no real like you can drive into a tree if you wanted to. Like if you really wanted to just flip your car over. Like
no
there was no
barriers,
barriers, no buffers, no people around to tell you
And
to
then,
stop or to
right
go.
before they take off, they're like, yeah, don't crash or you got to pay for it. Go. Like, it was like, what?
Yeah. And the brakes were a little sketch.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was all the whole theme park was just like a little sketch. It was reassuring though, because the zip lines did seem like that was their biggest thing. That was their biggest attraction for sure, and those were the longest. Like they had two separate circuits that you can do. One I think was a little bit longer and like more exciting. The other one was a little easier for kids, but one of them,
a water slide.
yeah, it had a water slide. But one of them was like 2 hours of just zip lining.
Yeah.
And that was just one circuit.
So,
the other circuit
in,
was like
in total,
an
if
hour.
you think about it, we did at least 4 hours of zip
About
lining.
4 hours of nothing but zip lining.
Mm-hmm.
But it did feel pretty safe because other zip lines that I've done, it's only one cable one cable is holding all of your weight and they hook you onto it. But this one was 2 cables. So they made sure that it could sustain all the fat tourists and nothing was going to happen to those. All the equipment looked really new or like pretty safe. So if anything, they feel like, okay, like we can deal with like sketchy ass ATVs or like caves where you're going to scrape yourself and all that. But as long as the zip lines are working properly, then they're good. So zip lines felt pretty secure and safe.
Well, the zip lines was probably the funnest thing there.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then there was a big ass buffet that was free. That was with part of the admission. And it wasn't too bad. There was a lot of options for a free buffet.
Not very Mexican.
No.
Not very many Mexican
That's one thing I
options.
noticed. Like all throughout all of the
Throughout the
touristy
entire
kind of
trip,
things,
yeah.
basically all the restauants throughout the trip, there was no like
I was looking around, I was like, you don't just got like a bean burrito, like a bean and cheese
like
burrito or
hey
something?
like nachos. I mean the best thing we probably had were the
The
nachos.
The
The
nachos
nachos
and the
at the
quesadillas.
hotels. Yeah, and the quesadillas. Those were bomb.
Man.
Those were so good, but everything else was like, oh, we have hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken fingers, pizza, and it was like, ugh, like none of it was good. It's like if I wanted to eat chicken
Shitty
fingers, I'd eat
American
that at
food,
home.
yeah.
Like you eat shitty American food, I'd go home. Like, give me your good shit.
Mm-hmm.
But we did eat at a decent restaurant though. One of our last nights.
Mm-hmm.
It was beautiful. It was right on the water. It was real fancy. We got all dressed up. And it had like multiple forks and shit. It was one of those kind of fancy restaurants where they give you a bunch of forks you don't know what to do with. And I had seafood. I know Matt knows this, but I do not eat seafood. But I tried because I know Matt likes seafood. I got like the surf and turf.
That was my first seafood restaurant in 5 years.
Yeah.
In
Sorry.
5 fucking years. Since I started dating Amanda, I have not stepped foot into a single seafood restaurant.
I'm sorry.
Except
Well,
for a sushi place.
Well, I tried. I'm trying new things. I'm trying to eat new foods, and I did. I got the surf and turf, so it was steak and a lobster tail, and I didn't like it, but I still ate most of it, and I gave you the rest. But I was getting full. That I barely finished the steak too, because that steak was pretty huge too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was
a good
gorgeous. The restaurant was gorgeous. It was right along the water. And yeah, we went on a lot of beautiful walks on the beach at night, and the weather was gorgeous. Like even at night, like it felt so nice to just walk out there to the beach, and you can just be by yourself, and we can sit there and just like look at the stars and watch the ocean, and it was just so quiet and peaceful.
I jumped in the water.
Oh yeah. You got all drunk one of those nights, and you just ran into the water by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
you
that
don't
was
even
pretty
like
cool.
the beach, so I was really surprised you had done that.
Mm-hmm. The water was really warm.
Yeah, the water was warm and beautiful. I think that pretty much sums up the entire trip.
And then by the end of it, we couldn't wait to get the fuck out of there. So
Yeah, by the end we were over it. All of us were like I want to eat.
in and out.
Yeah, that was the first thing we did when we landed. Like we got home super late, and it was like 3 in the morning, almost 4 in the morning for us, I think. And we still
it was 3 a.m. for us by the time we got home.
By the time we got home, it was around 3 a.m.
By the time we went to bed, it was like 5 a.m.,
Like
4 a.m.
something like that. But in that time, as tired as we were, we had to stop and get In-N-Out, and it was like the most glorious, best thing ever.
Oh, it was
See,
amazing.
In-N-Out, rocking my In-N-Out socks right now for you live feeders, and my In-N-Out shirt. Let's go eat In-N-Out after this.
I'm down.
Dude,
Grill 'em all's around the corner.
Oh fuck, that's true too. God. Speaking of us being fat, we didn't get any weight on vacation.
So that's what we're gonna try to do now.
No, I mean, but I think we were pretty active, and I don't think I ever ate too much, other than the night we
she
ate
ate
at
a
the
little bit
restaurant.
and then threw it up, and then
No,
she ate a little bit more and threw that up.
I never
again.
threw up once on the trip. We're not talking about that. No, I threw up a little bit, but that's unrelated. I did not puke my guts out. I'm saying I did not get so drunk I puked my guts out. That never happened. Shut up.
Yeah.
I did not. I technically did not throw up everywhere.
Yes, you're right. You did not.
Thank
Did
you.
not throw up.
I did not. What else? Oh, but I think when we were out there, like none of the food was really that great. So other than the night that we ate at the beautiful restaurant, we didn't really eat too much. Like we kind of just ate to.
I had one bomb ass burrito, and that was it.
Yeah, I think we both had like just really good burritos at this one
And
restaurant at the
5
flea
tacos.
market.
I was there for a week and only had 5 tacos.
And how many beers though?
Oh yeah.
How much
Plenty of beers.
How much Corona and fucking
Soul.
and Soul did we have on that trip? I drank a lot of beer. I'm surprised that we didn't gain weight. I thought for sure if it wasn't the food, it was going to be the beer that did it. But I actually lost 2 pounds.
Maybe it was so humid, like we just kept sweating it out.
That's right. I was a
Just
sweaty
sweating.
freaking mess on that trip. My baby hair, because it was so humid, my little baby hairs were fucking curly the entire time. Like my hair was all weird and sticky and curly, and that's not normal. My hair is like bone straight normally, and my hair was starting to like get curls over there. It was weird. But yeah, I was all hot and sweaty and sticky. It was hard because I wanted to really look cute for pictures and be all like, you know, cute and girly and take pictures. Can't cute bitches. But yeah, no, of course I wanted to get all cute and take good pictures. But like I couldn't do that every day because it was just so hot and so sticky. So I was like trying to find ways like this is kind of cute, right? And still comfortable. Like I found
This is fine.
just kept telling myself, this works, this is fine. And just kind of made it work. Because it was fucking humid. But I feel like I took some really good pictures out there. So I'll be posting those pictures later. We got a bunch of cool ass pictures too, kind of jumping back to the Explorer. And also the dolphins too.
We got
All
a
of
lot
the
pictures.
all of the packages that we got
We literally have to put a slideshow together.
Yeah, we do. But they included pictures. And there was a lot of pictures, and it was as many as you want for free. So in the helmets that you're required to wear, there's a sensor in them that basically recognizes this is you, and you take pictures wherever. So you can be on the zip line in the middle of the air, and it'll take a picture of you, and you can kind of see where the cameras are.
Mm-hmm.
And they take these pictures of you, and then at the end they give you this receipt with a code on it, and you go onto the website, and you type in that code, and there are all of your pictures right there. So we have like...
And there's also some other people's pictures.
Yeah, some other people's pictures kind of wander in there too. So I wonder like who we might have shown up in a couple other people's.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and that was all a part of the package. So we have hundreds of pictures to go through. So we just have to sit down, go through them, and like create some kind of slideshow and like get all the family together and be like, all right, we're only doing this once. So here are the pictures. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, we're done.
I mean, if it's a slideshow, we could just email it to everybody.
That's true too. We could email it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but that doesn't include the explanation.
What? What do you mean it doesn't include explanation?
Like we had to, like, I don't know, like the explanation of like...
Well, then we'll tell them here, we'll email you the slideshow, and then when we see you, we'll go through it. Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Or we'll just put descriptions.
Yeah. But honestly, the trip was so fun. Like, I'm so happy that I got to experience this with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that
Hell yeah.
you're able to do this. And my family loves you. And
well, thank you, family.
yeah.
It was a really good trip.
It was
cool fucking trip.
Yeah. It was a really good trip. I definitely I want to go back for sure. I don't know, like exactly Cancun or maybe a different resort or do something different so it's not the same exact trip, but everything out there is just so cheap and it's really easy to figure out. Like we were joking, we spoke more Spanish in that 1 week than we have in like the last like few years. Yep. And it's like very basic, limited Spanish, but so many people out there speak English because it's such a tourist spot, so they know that all the fucking tourists come there, so
fucking tourist.
And it was cool because like some places it was just like their English wasn't very good and my Spanish wasn't very good, but like we were able to meet in the middle and like ordering food. Like ordering food was the struggle too. Like trying to make sure everything was right.
Cebolla.
I know, I'm thinking I went back to like sophomore year Spanish too, thinking all the vegetables, all the restaurant, because we had to do vocabulary and stuff. So I'm thinking back to all like the vocabulary words. I remember, I think I did pretty good, especially I think working out at restaurants too and learning different foods. Lechuga, tomate, cebolla. Sabaro. What else have we been up to? Oh, we're struggling to hit the gym again because we're still in vacation mode for sure.
But it's okay because we still lost weight.
Yeah, we still lost weight.
That doesn't matter.
I think as long as we're cutting back, I think one thing that has changed for sure that I've remained consistent with is my portion control and like just not eating as much or not eating too much because it tastes good, because I would always have a bad habit of overeating, and I think that's when I gained weight. So now it's like I've kind of cut back on, so now I'm like average person portion rather than like the portion of like 3 people. Like I've kind of cut down to at least an average portion, so that's at least helped. And then with limited exercise, we went to the gym for the first time yesterday in over a week, and
I'm a little sore.
I'm a bit sore because we did everything. It wasn't like we focused on one thing. We kind of separated.
But we're gonna be back on the grind. We're gonna do this.
Yeah, we have to. Even your family was asking. It's like, so the trip's over. I guess you guys are done with the gym, and we're like, nope, because we got to keep going because I want to look sexy.
What did I say? We have to lose the weight so we can gain it back during the holiday.
I don't want to gain all that weight back during the holiday. I just wanted...
Shh. Let me finish. Jeez. Lose the weight now so you can gain it back during the holiday. And then after that is... What did I say? Spring?
Uh-huh.
So then you get... Yeah, so you go. So then you go to the gym again for spring training, and then when spring comes, you got to work on your summer body. That's when you go even harder.
I guess. Well, I'm not trying to gain it all back either.
Well, the whole point was that it was a cycle of nonstop. Like, you're preparing for the next season.
Preparing for the next season. Mm-hmm. Well, no, I think my next motivation is preparing for Halloween because I don't want to be fat Selena. I want to be like, because like she was curvy for sure, but like she was curvy in the right places, which I think I am too. But I'd like to fine tune that a little bit more because her body was fucking banging. So I want my body to be banging so I can be a good Selena for Halloween.
Well, good luck.
That's my goal. I think we could do it. You could be Chris, her husband. It'd be so cute.
I'll be buff Chris.
Fuck it, whatever works. Yeah.
But we do got plans. We might do another episode next week, might not. We don't know. Like I said, it's summertime, so we're not really... that and I need to look for a job, too. So
yeah, we're working on that. We're working on ourselves. I need to work more and pick up more shifts.
But anytime we do bring an episode, I think we are going to have guests from here on out.
Definitely going to try to get guests on. Like we said, we'd love to have Jen or Garrett or Raymond to come on the show and talk about the movie a little bit or kind of talk about it a little bit. See, that's why it'd be good to have Jen on because I feel like she could tell us what we can and can't say and kind of regulate that because it's hard. It's hard. I don't want to spoil anything, but I still want to get people excited for this.
Be like Spider-Man. Spoil everything. Say a bunch of shit that you don't.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm not supposed to be saying that. Have you seen all those videos? Anyway.
Anyway,
we're gonna go ahead and call it a night, people. Thank you for hanging out with us.
This has been fun. We really I miss doing this. So I'd like to keep it up as best as we can and finding guests, but we're still gonna be pretty lax for the summer and kind of take care of ourselves. But
4th of July is next week. So
4th of July is next week, so we won't be here with a live feed.
Well, I mean, we might. Who knows?
Oh fuck! We're like Rat Talk episode live at watching fireworks. No,
I like that Rat Talk episode at the Rat Talk, the live episode at the
fireworks. Shut the fuck up.
That's what that episode is going to be called. Hey everybody, it's the Rat Talk at the fireworks special. 4th of July special. But as you know, folks, well, I mean, this doesn't matter for you live feeders. You can't hear this shit anyway. But for the podcast
live
people,
feeders, we need to buy a new cable.
We're going to go ahead and take it on a song by BelleGrave. And BelleGrave is actually the name, or is actually the band that used to go by Old Shepherd.
Old Shepherd, which I guess was a typo.
Yeah,
but it didn't matter because they scrapped the name.
Yeah, they changed the name anyway. So, but it's the same tracks. Same tracks. You could actually catch them on Spotify and iTunes and everything. It's BelleGrave, BelleGrave.
I like the name. It sounds a little heavier, and since they've like re-recorded everything, I feel like they've got a slightly heavier sound too. Like.
You've already heard some of these tracks, so we're going to play one of them that you haven't heard yet. But go ahead and check them out, give them a follow and all that good shit, and then we'll catch you guys on the flip side. So long, everybody. Be safe.
In the midnight